Dragon Ball starts holding tight to thigh 18. Chapter 21. Following. Mo Yuan woke up from the warm fragrance of nephrite, feeling the pair of jade arms tightly wrapped around him, as well as the rich milk fragrance in his breath and inhalation. Mo Yuan did not dare to move, for fear of waking up lazily. Nightly not because of Yukiko. Nightly not. Close your eyes and it's like walking on a cloud. This ultimate enjoyment, one more second is earned. However, it back red. The temperature in the spirit time house began to change again. In 10 minutes, the temperature rose by 100 degrees. Lazily was also awakened by this scorching temperature. Lazily opened her eyes. The 50-degree heat made her sweat, and the surface of her skin was already slightly moist. Haven't woken up yet? Lazily looked at Mo Yuan, who was sleeping soundly in her arms, and was a little envious. This physique that is not afraid of cold and heat is really enviable. Yesterday, when it was minus 50 degrees, Mo Yuan was like a small stove, allowing her to sleep peacefully when she was afraid of the cold. Now that the temperature has become a high temperature of 50 degrees, Mo Yuan's body temperature has also become lower, becoming like ice cubes, exuding a trace of coolness. Lazily did not wake up Mo Yuan, and ran to wash after getting up by herself. After Lazily left, Mo Yuan was also relieved. Pretending to sleep is not because of anything, or it feels a little embarrassing. Although he now looks like a child, his soul is the soul of an adult, and it is the RST time he shares a bed with a girl, which is inevitably a little embarrassing. Mo Yuan probed his body. After a period of rest, the wear and tear caused to the body by the KG King Fist yesterday has been completely recovered with the help of Yuan Chi, and the combat effectiveness has doubled again. The King of Realm Fist and the Super Saiyan are both improved in combat effectiveness, but the principle is completely different. Super Saiyan is bloodline power, equivalent to the external memory card of the mobile phone. No matter how many times it is raised, it will not cause wear and tear to the body, but it will consume a lot of physical strength and cannot last. The Realm King Fist forcibly expands its own memory, and the more it improves, the greater the wear and tear it causes to the body. Just like a balloon, the bigger you blow, the thinner the balloon will be. And when there is so much gas in it that he can't withstand it, the balloon will burst. If there is no vitality to repair the loss of the body of the Realm King Fist will be abolished after a few openings. What's more, the premise of the cultivation of the Realm King Fist is to use the Yuan Chi as their introduction. Otherwise, Mo Yuan would want to teach the King Fist to the Lazily realm. Imagine that after Shalu absorbed countless people, thinking that the victory was in his hands and could absorb Lazily and Lapis, Lazily suddenly opened a Realm King Fist, beat Shalu to death in one fell swoop. However, if Lazily can use the Realm King Fist, Shalu will definitely be able to use it. In the original work, Shalu's body is definitely stronger than Sun Wukong's body, but he didn't use the out of Realm King Fist until he died, not because he didn't want to use it, but because he couldn't use it. Otherwise, if he opens a double Realm King Street, no one on the earth will be able to stop him. This is also the reason why in the original work, no one other than Goku has used the Realm King Fist. If not, with Sun Wukong's character, the Realm King Fist would definitely teach his good friends. Not to mention how strong it can become, at least not so powerless when facing former enemies. Get up and eat. Lazily's gentle voice sounded in her ears. Okay. Mo Yuan responded loudly. Mo Yuan did not continue to pretend to sleep, got up and washed up. The table is already full of delicious food. Looking at this table of delicacies, Mo Yuan's stomach couldn't help but protest. Taste it and taste it. Lazily's eyes flashed like stars, looking at Mo Yuan expectantly. This is the RST time she cooks since she was transformed into a human being. The last time she cooked was 7 or 8 years ago, when her parents were busy with work. I haven't cooked for a long time, and I feel a little rusty. But she tasted it herself and felt pretty good. I just don't know if little cute likes the food she makes. Under the expectant eyes of Lazily, Mo Yuan made a move. As a carnivore, Mo Yuan picked up a large stick of meat that looked very tempting. Big stick meat. This thing is one of the hottest foods in anime, one of the favorite foods of countless anime protagonists. The big stick meat made by Lazily is crispy on the outside, but the meat inside is very tender, without teeth at all, and the meat is overflowing with gravy and fragrant lips and teeth. The outside is crispy and the inside is tender. Delicious. Mo Yuan gave a thumbs up to Lazily. Receiving the good reviews, Lazily was obviously happy, with a smile on her face and a pair of beautiful eyes bent into a crescent shape. Lazily knew Mo Yuan's appetite, so she did a lot. Eating delicious meals, Mo Yuan suddenly thought that in the original work, Lazily would cheapen Clin, the bald guy, and suddenly had some small emotions. Clin is still good overall, but there is one thing that makes Mo Yuan feel more disgusting. That is, he actually gave his daughter the same name as his ex-girlfriend. Every time he thought of this, Mo Yuan wanted to burst Clin's head. At this point, Mo Yuan's impression of Clin became extremely bad. After marrying such a good woman as Lazily, she actually misses her ex-girlfriend. Exclamation mark. Scumbag. What's wrong? Is it not delicious? Seeing that Mo Yuan suddenly stopped, the expression on her face was still a little unhappy, and she suddenly became a little nervous. Is it not delicious and can't eat it? No. The stuff was delicious, I loved it. It's not that Mo Yuan is currying favor with lazily. The food made by lazily is indeed delicious, not much worse than what she makes herself. Mo Yuan continued to eat. After biting 2 mouthfuls of meat absent-mindedly, Mo Yuan nearly couldn't help it, and suddenly looked at lazily very seriously, and said, "Sister, you must stay away from bald men. None of them are good things." This refers specifically to the turtle Immortal and Klin. One is old and disrespectful, and the other is a scumbag. Huh? Lazily held her cheek with her hand and looked at Mo Yuan a little inexplicably. Although I don't know why Mo Yuan said this. However, seeing Mo Yuan's serious expression, lazily still nodded and agreed. Isn't it just staying away from bald men? Simple. As long as the little cutie is happy. Anyway, none of the people she cares about are bald. Klin, who found nothing in the underground laboratory, yet in the air and was preparing to return to the Turtle Fairy house. Suddenly, Klin stopped in the air and covered the position of his heart. Strange. I don't know why, Klin suddenly felt empty in his heart, as if he had lost something. While Klin was still wondering how he could feel this way, he saw Sharu on the ground chasing 2 people. In this kind of emergency, he could no longer afford to think too much. Instantly, he launched a high-speed movement and saved the 2 people who were about to be brutally killed from Sharu's hands. Klin slowly descended to the ground with the 2 in his arms, his eyes fixed on Sharu. The nerves are tense, and they dare not relax in the slightest. "Sir," a gentle voice rang in Klin's ears. "Thank you for saving our lives." Only then did Klin notice that the person he saved was a very beautiful girl. Looking at the girl's pretty face, Klin felt his heart drive a sports car. The heart that was still empty just now instantly seemed to be led with something. But Klin thought of Marin of the Turtle Fairy house again. Suddenly his mind cleared up a lot, and he quickly let go of the 2 and said to them, "Where? Run away." The girl also knew that now was not the time to make small talk, and after thanking Klin with a little boy, she quickly ran. Looking at the girls departing back, Klin couldn't help but blush. Chapter 22. In the face of Sharu, Klin had no power to GHT back. He could barely dodge Sharu's attack. Klin looked at Sharu very unwillingly. But there is no way. His strength is too different from Sharu. It is impossible to win. Sharu looked at Klin playfully. After playing for so long, it should be over. Absorbing the life energy of this little bald head, it should be able to become much stronger. Sharu crooked his mouth, smiled evilly, and knew towards Klin. However, he was greeted not by Klin's life energy, but by a bald head. A large bald head that can blind people's eyes. Sun Fist. Just like when Sharu wed, Klin also chose to use the Sun Fist. The intense light illuminated the entire heaven and earth in an instant. Facing the light, Sharu felt that his eyes were going blind. When he opened his eyes again, there was no longer Klin's gear in front of him. However, Sharu looked into the sky and saw a plane ying away. Unfortunately, that speed is a little too slow. At the bottom of the plane, Klin lowered his breath, grabbed the steel pipe at the bottom of their plane, and let out a long sigh of relief. Just when he thought he had successfully escaped, he suddenly found that Sharu could no longer be seen on the ground. Klin immediately became alert. Where did it go? Klin scanned the surroundings anxiously. Suddenly, boom. There was a loud bang overhead, followed by 2 panicked exclamations. Klin hurriedly released his gas and flew to the top of the plane. Sure enough, it was Sharu. He was poking the plane with his tail. In a hurry, Klin couldn't care about anything else. Quickly flew over, and opened Sharu at once. The 2 were opposite on the wings of the plane. The cold wind blew on Klin's face, and it was a little tingling. There was a murderous atmosphere all around. Klin was in good spirits. Sharu looked at Klin, who was like a great enemy, and smiled contemptuously. The needle-shaped tail lashed with a cold light. Sharu's tail was like a hunting viper, stabbing at Klin at great speed. The speed of this blow is too fast. Even though Klin had been wary, he still hid reluctantly. But Sharu did not give Klin the slightest time to react, and after Klin dodged, he immediately dashed and appeared in front of Klin. Then, Sharu's casserole-sized ST hit Klin's head with a heavy blow. Klin couldn't dodge it. Sharu's ST enlarged little by little in Klin's eyes. Then, Klin's whole person was like a broken kite, ying out at great speed, smashing through the sides of the cabin. His head passed through the cabin, his body remained in the cabin, stuck there and couldn't move. Klin now felt like his head had been hit by a heavy hammer, dizzy, and a little confused. Before he could come to his senses, an upside-down Sharu appeared in front of him. Sharu walked slowly towards Klin step by step. Each step was like stepping on Klin's heart, making him almost unable to breathe. Sharu's needle-like tail was aimed at Klin. Just as Sharu was about to make a move on Klin, a powerful aura and a much weaker aura are approaching. The visitors were none other than Vic and Tanjin Rice. The 2 of them were also searching for traces of Sharu nearby, and suddenly sensed the aura of Sharu and Klin's getting, so they hurried over. Seeing Bike, Sharu knew that there was no way to do anything to this little bald head today. After all, he is not yet a match for Vic. It's a pity. Sharu stroked Klin's shiny bald head with some regret. Then he suppressed his breath, jumped off the plane and slipped away. Seeing Vic and Tanjin Rice coming, Clint was nearly relieved. Just now he was going to be scared to death. I thought I was going to die again. And so on. Degrees vertical bar. Why again? After pulling his head out, Clint said to the girl, "Don't be afraid. The monster has run away." "Thank you, big brother." Looking at the adoring appearance of the two, Clint was a little embarrassed. Touching his big bald head, he waved his hand and said, "You're welcome. I actually didn't help anything, if it weren't for." Alas, Clint was a little afraid. If Vic and Tanjin had not arrived in time, all three of them would have died here. Without further ado, we're going after that monster. Clint waved at the two, then turned and left. "Wait, sir." The girl wanted to say something, but she couldn't. Cling. After looking at the place where Clint disappeared for a long time, two red clouds suddenly rose on the girl's pretty face. Like a girl with a spring in the spring, she nearly waited for her true destiny. The girl's eyes gradually became rumor. There are no years of cultivation. Unconsciously, Mo Yuan and lazily had been cultivating in the spirit time house for half a year. I don't know if it's because of the abundance of vitality. In this short period of half a year, Mo Yuan has grown into a look of about 10 years old. Even lazily has grown of centimeters taller. If King Frieza knew this, he would not be envious to death. However, Mo Yuan found that lazily always looked at herself with regretful eyes from time to time, and then shook her head and sighed. This move of lazily made Mo Yuan very puzzled, until one day, he secretly heard lazily's self-talk. "Alas, little cutie has grown up a little more, although it is still very cute, but do you want to give him to Mo Yuan while little cute has not fully grown up?" Frightened Mo Yuan for a long time, seeing lazily. He unconsciously trembled. Fortunately, lazily still has a little conscience and did not poison him. Day after day of cultivation, Mo Yuan's combat power at this time has also changed drastically, and his current combat power is already 100 times that of before entering the spirit time house. After opening the Realm King Fist, even lazily was no longer his opponent. At this time, Mo Yuan was standing in the white space, surrounded by purple aims. A terrifying aura spread from Mo Yuan's body, and in an instant, it swept the entire space in their spirit time house. Circle after circle of chi waves surged in all directions with Mo Yuan as the center. For a time, the wind and clouds surged, and the hurricanes that came out of thin air turned into wind blades that neighed in unison, as if they were going to tear the entire space apart. Mo Yuan, on the other hand, frowned at this time. According to his combat power at this time, it was already 10 times the combat power of their normal Vegeta. However, he still can't become a Super Saiyan. Didn't even touch the barrier to transform into a Super Saiyan. According to normal combat strength, his current combat power is very strong. If he can become a Super Saiyan, then he will be 10 times stronger than Vegeta. At that time, as long as Sharu does not absorb Lapis and lazily, he is sure to eliminate Shalu. But he couldn't transform. If the minimum threshold for transformation is 3 million combat power, with his current combat strength, it is definitely far more than this number. By comparing with Vegeta and others, Mo Yuan estimated that his combat effectiveness would be at least tens of millions, perhaps even hundreds of millions. How can I say that such a powerful combat power can also become a Super Saiyan? Does it need to rely on anger? Mo Yuan put away the chi in his body and fell into deep thought. The emotion of anger seems to appear often, but extreme anger is actually quite difficult to produce. The Monkey King is angry because of Clint's killing by Frieza. The anger generated by the murder of a friend from childhood is undoubtedly enormous. And Vegeta is angry because he is a Saiyan prince, but he was left behind by the low-level warrior Sun Wukong. Self-esteem and pride were the things that Vegeta cared about the most during this period, and when both things were trampled on, the anger generated was no less than that of the Monkey King. They all have reasons to be angry, but looking at themselves, it seems that there is no reason to be angry. In his previous life, although his parents died early, he died of a terminal illness. In this regard, Mo Yuan will be sad, but it is difficult to have extreme anger. After his parents died, he left him a bunch of property, so that he could have food and clothing for the rest of his life even if he did not work. Therefore, for the previous life, Mo Yuan only had regrets and no anger. Not to mention in this life, he just ran out of the laboratory and came to the spirit time house. In the past half a year, I have been practicing with lazily every day. What can I be angry about? You can't rely on yourself to imagine that Sharu has absorbed lazily to produce angry emotions, right? There are some things that are useless to rely on imagination alone, and you can't empathize without experiencing them yourself. Chapter 23. How's it going? Still doesn't work? Lazily has been watching from not far away just now. When the movement stopped, she came over. Mo Yuan lay on his back on the ground, staring blankly at the pale sky. His expression a little depressed. Took a look at lazily. Well, I don't know what went wrong. This has been going on for 5 months. Mo Yuan cultivated here for a month, and his combat effectiveness was raised to the same as Vegeta's normal combat effectiveness. Since then, he has been trying to become a Super Saiyan. Without exception, all failed. Lazily looked at Mo Yuan lying on the ground, and subconsciously wanted to pick him up. Halfway through his hand, he suddenly found that Mo Yuan was no longer the child he was holding in his arms before. His current height has grown to 1 meter 4, and he can't hold it like before. Lazily, so much spicy happiness, just snap and there is no vertical bar. She squatted down and touched Mo Yuan's soft hair, comforting. Don't worry, there is still half a year, it will definitely succeed. Okay, let's go, the meal is ready, let's think about it after eating. After speaking, lazily rubbed twice on Mo Yuan's head, got up and walked back. Never mind. Mo Yuan decided to put this aside for the time being. Let's talk about it after eating. It's not a day or two anyway. This meal, Mo Yuan ate a little absent-mindedly. Although I said that I would put it aside, I couldn't help but think about what went wrong. Is it because I haven't become a full body yet? Or did my appearance cause a change in my physique? After all, I crossed it all. The probability of crossing this kind of thing happening is comparable to that of a dog. Well, the probability of Cabo whitewashing drawing an epic is even lower. Why not call it a dog card? I want to too. Can. But he bleached me a Pizza Hut yesterday. Oh, what else is impossible? Hastening of the belly. Mo Yuan came to the white space again. Sit down cross-legged. This time, Mo Yuan did not try to transform into a Super Saiyan as usual. Instead, sync your mind. Be prepared to check your body. Mo Yuan controlled the hour of chi in his body, carefully feeling every corner of his body. After a long time, Mo Yuan opened his eyes, and his amethyst eyes were full of disappointment. He did not notice anything abnormal in his body. If only the heart eye could see inward, Mo Yuan muttered. Wait. Yes. Mo Yuan's eyes suddenly lit up. Although Mo Yuan has never looked inside with his heart eye, this does not mean that the heart eye does not have this ability. Maybe it's just that he didn't think about using it himself. There was no hesitation. Mo Yuan closed his eyes again. Control the power of the mind. This time, Mo Yuan did not spread out the power of his heart and eye as usual, but converged and concentrated in his body. At this moment, Mo Yuan clearly saw every organ in his body, every meridian, every acupuncture point, every drop of blood, even every cell. After some probing, there are no problems with organs, meridians, acupuncture points, and blood. So, Mo Yuan concentrated the power of the heart eye in the cells. The concentrated eye of the mind is like a microscope. Under its gaze, the cells begin to zoom in, and zoom in again. Soon, everything in the cell was in full view of Mo Yuan. In addition to normal cellular structures, Mo Yuan found that there were also 4 light masses of different colors in his cells. Gold, purple, green, white. 4 colors of photophores dominate each side of the cell. Among them, gold, purple, green. These 3 colors of light group volume is large, in a 3-leg trend. The white photophore is very weak and can only shrink in the corner. The golden light mass exudes a furious aura and endless battle intent. The purple light mass exudes an evil aura and ruthless killing intent. The green light mass exudes a kind breath and endless vitality. The white light mass, without any peculiar breath, is very mediocre. But he gave Mo Yuan a feeling that he could be compatible with all things. Through the breath of these photophores, Mo Yuan was basically able to determine that these should be the bloodline power of several races that his cells fused. The golden color is the blood of the Saiyan. The purple color is the bloodline of the Frieza clan. The green one is the bloodline of the Nemesis. Then the white one can only be the blood of the Earthlings. Compared to the other 3 races, the bloodline of the Earthlings is too weak. Like a candle, it can be extinguished at any time. But the power of the bloodline of the Earthlings is very peculiar, as if the possibilities are endless. Mo Yuan looked at these 4 bloodline powers. I have some guesses about why I can't become a Super Saiyan. Mo Yuan opened his eyes and stood up from the ground. He concentrates the chi in his body on his back. Accompanied by Mo Yuan's roar, the muscles in his body tensed, and the green tendons were crisscrossed on the muscles. The breath in the body was released without reservation, and soon climbed to the top. Affected by the chi, the surrounding wind began to blow, and there was a faint sound of lightning and thunder. Despite all the changes around him, he still had no distractions. The heart eye is glued to the blood force inside the cell. As his aura increased, the golden light mass inside his cells shone brightly. Almost the entire cell is rendered golden. But, right now, the purple and green photophores seem to be dissatisfied with the encroachment of the golden photophores. The same begins to release its own light. In an instant, Mo Yuan's cells were illuminated by these 3 colors of light. The white photophore is still cowering in the corner, as if it has not been affected in any way. Under the combined pressure of purple and green photophores, the golden photophores retreated. It was quickly suppressed back to its original appearance. Watch the power of the 3-legged bloodline return to the cells again. Mo Yuan also knew that this transformation had failed again, so he withdrew the chi into his body. However, this time, Mo Yuan did not feel lost. At least he knew what was wrong, didn't he? Now that you know what the problem is, the next step is to solve it. Regarding the solution to this problem, Mo Yuan can only think of 2 at present. The RST, stripping out several other bloodlines, turns yourself into a purebred Saiyan. The second is to fuse all the bloodlines into one and become a completely new bloodline. Of the 2 methods, Mo Yuan is more inclined to the second. After all, the ability of the Nemesis and the ability of the Freezer family are also very strong. The Namex people are born in limbs, and the Freezer family is physically powerful and can survive. In the universe, these are rare abilities. As for the bloodline of the Earthlings, from the original plot, the Earthlings do not have any strong people. Zed almost quit the stage after that. However, the bloodline of the Earthlings can complement the bloodline of the Saiyan. Half-blood Saiyans with Earthling bloodlines are easy to turn into Super Saiyans. Therefore, the bloodline of the Earthlings, no matter what choice Mo Yuan makes in the end, can be left behind. After making up his mind, Mo Yuan ran to talk to lazily. Come back and go into retreat mode. This time, it will definitely succeed. Chapter 24. In a pure white space, a boy with perfect reader level looks sat cross-legged on the ground. His brows furrowed, and dense beads of sweat appeared on his slightly childish handsome face. At this time, Mo Yuan was trying his best to control the bloodline power in his body. The Golden Saiyan bloodline and the Green Namex bloodline were getting closer little by little. Under Mo Yuan's control, among the three bloodline powers, Mo Yuan chose the kind Namex bloodline and the violent Saiyan bloodline to fuse. After all, the bloodline of the Freezer clan is evil and full of killing intent, and it is not easy to fuse at a glance. But Mo Yuan never expected that the seemingly kind Nemesis bloodline, as soon as he came into contact with the Saiyan bloodline, immediately revealed a strong sense of rejection. It is like Re and water, and it is difficult to comply. Mo Yuan forcibly controlled the two bloodline forces to contact together. This time, it was like igniting a barrel of dynamite, and it was out of control. The power of the two bloodlines was like a wild horse out of control, rampage in Mo Yuan's body. What was even more terrifying was that originally Mo Yuan was just trying to fuse the power of the bloodline in one cell, and driven by the bloodline power of these two violent runs, the bloodline power of all the cells on Mo Yuan's body followed the violent walk. The Namex bloodline and Saiyan bloodline and all the cells fused together to form two extremely powerful bloodlines. Mo Yuan was a little panicked, concentrated and trying to control the power of the bloodline that ran away. However, in this case, the power of the bloodline did not listen to Mo Yuan's words at all. What's more, it is still two more powerful bloodline forces. The power of the bloodline went its own way in Mo Yuan's body, without any scruples. And at this moment, something even more terrifying happened. Influenced by the other two bloodlines, the bloodline of the Freezer clan is not to be outdone. Moments also come together. The three terrifying bloodlines directly treated Mo Yuan's body as a battle-eld fought inside him. Mo Yuan's body was like an inflated balloon, strangely swollen and bulging. The tearing pain made Mo Yuan couldn't help but shout. His body was covered with dense cracks. Red blood seeped out of the cracks. Instantly dyed Mo Yuan's entire person red. From a distance, it looks like a big red balloon. Little cutie. Lazily was originally cultivating not far from Mo Yuan. As soon as she heard Mo Yuan scream, she did not delay at all, immediately stopped cultivating, and rushed over with high-speed movement. As soon as I came over, I saw Mo Yuan, which was spherical and stained with blood. I was suddenly a little overwhelmed. Fear and uneasiness spread in Lazily's heart. After getting along these days, Lazily has long regarded Mo Yuan as her own family. Seeing this scene in front of her, she couldn't help but think of the picture when her parents were mutilated. In the 50-degree heat, Lazily only felt cold. It's like being in an ice cellar. The body couldn't help but tremble. She wanted to save Mo Yuan, but she didn't know what to do. Trembling walked to Mo Yuan's side. Lazily stretched out her hand, and when she was about to touch Mo Yuan, she took it back coldly. She was afraid that she would break Mo Yuan. Lazily looked at Mo Yuan in pain, her lips trembling slightly. I want to speak, but I'm afraid of disturbing Mo Yuan. Want to help, but don't know what to do. Lazily suddenly felt useless. It's like when you could only watch your relatives and friends being persecuted one by one, but you couldn't do anything. That feeling of powerlessness. Sister. Just when Lazily felt the most helpless, Mo Yuan's weak voice sounded in her ears. It turned out that when Lazily came over, she was already under the gaze of Mo Yuan's heart. However, Mo Yuan's body had been destroyed by the power of the three bloodlines, and their severe pain made him unable to speak. However, seeing the painful and helpless Lazily, Mo Yuan didn't know where to give birth to a forced to endure pain. He opened his eyes. You. How are you? What should I do? Lazily's mind was blank now, and crystal tears fell from the corners of her eyes and ran across her face. Sister, don't cry. Trust me. After speaking, Mo Yuan closed his eyes. Seeing Lazily crying, he couldn't help but want to go up and wipe the tears from her eyes. However, he couldn't do it. Opening his eyes and saying a few words is already his limit. Hearing Mo Yuan's words, Lazily held back tears, raised her arm, wiped the tears from the corners of her eyes with her sleeve, looked at Mo Yuan, whimpered and said, you must be me, you know. Otherwise, I would definitely not let you go. However, Mo Yuan had already closed his eyes and concentrated on dealing with the rebels in his body. Got no response. Lazily did not continue to stay next to Mo Yuan, but retreated into the distance and stared at Mo Yuan closely, afraid to disturb him. At this time, Mo Yuan's body had been disturbed by these three bloodline forces. The surface is invisible except swelling, but the inside of the body has long been a mess. Muscles, bones, blood, organs, everything was shattered under the riot of the power of their bloodline. But, strangely, he didn't die. Normal people have died long ago in their bodies like this, and he is still alive. Mo Yuan mobilized the power of his whole body, like three cages, trapping the power of their three bloodlines. Damn it! Before Mo Yuan could breathe a sigh of relief, the trapped bloodline power rushed into the cage like an angry beast. In just a few seconds, they broke free from their cages. I don't know if it's because I'm provoked. They were even more unscrupulous in Mo Yuan's body. Pain, severe pain that was stronger than before came. Are you going to die? This was the RST time that Mo Yuan felt that death was so close to him. I don't know if Dragon Ball can resurrect me. After all, his soul does not belong to this world, and he does not know whether his soul will go to the hell after he dies. If you don't go to the prefecture, where will you go? Or is it just a matter of dispersing? I didn't expect that I would actually be killed by these three bloodline forces. Wait a minute. Three? Mo Yuan suddenly remembered that there were not only three bloodline powers in his body, and the power of the bloodline of the Earthlings. The tiny white photophores still shrunk in the corner of each cell, but in this messy body, they seemed to be unaffected. Even if the power of other bloodlines passed by, they were not moved. Mo Yuan looked at these white light masses, and a crazy thought ashed in his heart. Mess up. Then it's a complete mess. Unlike other bloodline powers, the weak Earthling bloodline Mo Yuan can be easily controlled. After a while, the white light masses that shrunk in the corners of various cells were gathered together by Mo Yuan. A larger white photophore is formed. However, although he has become a little bigger, he is still much weaker than the other three bloodline powers. Only 1/100th of the size of the power of the other bloodlines. Too weak. To this extent, don't say that you're acting them. It's just that it's hard to get closer. Is there really no way? Mo Yuan couldn't help but feel desperate. Originally, I thought that the power of the bloodline of this Earthling could work wonders. Just when Mo Yuan was about to give up, he suddenly discovered strength. The bloodline power of the Earthlings is actually absorbing vitality. Chapter 25. The bloodline power of the Earthlings was originally scattered in the corners of various cells in Mo Yuan's body. Their absorption of vitality is too small, so small that it is almost imperceptible. But after gathering them, Mo Yuan could clearly feel that the power of the bloodline of the Earthlings was absorbing their vitality. Since that's the case, come on. Mo Yuan no longer paid attention to the power of the other three bloodlines. Let them do whatever they want within themselves. He released his heart sigh. At this time, the heart eye can already cover most of the spiritual time room. In the original plot, Sun Wukong said that the spiritual time house is about the size of an earth. The vitality within the range of the heart size came under the attraction of Mo Yuan. What's going on? Lazily suddenly felt a gust of wind blowing in the spirit time house. If she could feel the vitality, it can be found that this earth's wind is actually a violent wind formed by the hour vitality. All the vitality gathered around Mo Yuan. A huge metacyclone vortex formed around him. Lazily was mixed, not knowing whether the change was good or bad. But she couldn't help anything. You can only pray silently in your heart. Pray that Mo Yuan will be safe. Eat. Eat. I'll give you as much as you want to eat. After eating, he gave me those three rebels. A tidal wave of vitality poured into Mo Yuan's body. Under Mo Yuan's control, the bloodline power of the Earthlings turned into gluttony, opened his blood basin and mouth, and frantically devoured the vitality. As the vitality disappears little by little, Mo Yuan was surprised to empty it. The white light mass actually became larger. It's slow, but it's getting bigger. Mo Yuan's heart was ecstatic. This change gave him a glimmer of life. Seeing that the vitality was effective, Mo Yuan suddenly increased his strength. The outside wind is even stronger. The vortex of Yuan Qi surrounding Mo Yuan instantly increased by a few points. Countless Yuan Qi was swept into the vortex, and then inhaled into Mo Yuan's body. Time is like sand in your hand, always losing inadvertently. Before you know it, a month has passed. In the past month, Lazily has been guarding Mo Yuan's side day and night. Even though she has unlimited physical strength, although she will not be tired without rest for a month, she will feel sleepy. Lazily's beautiful eyes were bloodshot, but she was reluctant to close her eyes and rest. Still staring at Mo Yuan, afraid that something would happen to him. At this time, the vortex of Yuan Qi around Mo Yuan's body had become vague. The vitality in the entire spirit time house was almost drained by him. Although Lazily couldn't sense the vitality, she vaguely felt as if something was missing. After a while, the vortex of vitality disappeared. The vitality in the entire spirit time house has been completely emptied, and Mo Yuan's body has also undergone tremendous changes. Originally, there was only 1% of the power of other bloodlines, the power of their bloodline of Earthlings. Now it's very different. He has now turned into a behemoth. The vitality in the entire spirit time house was all eaten by him. His body size at this time was already similar to the body size of other bloodline forces, and even a little stronger. The time has come. Mo Yuan looked at the power of the other three bloodlines that were acting wantonly in his body, and sneered in his heart. He decided he was going to do it to them, and the RST target is the bloodline of the Frieza clan. Why not start by doing it to the blood of the Nemesis? Through the observation of these days, Mo Yuan found that the bloodline of the Namex people was not weak. The weakest of these three bloodlines is the bloodline of the Frieza clan. So, why are the Maxians so weak? Mo Yuan found that it was not that their bloodline was too weak. It is that their bloodline is too strong, causing the conditions for them to activate the bloodline too high. So high that they can't reach it. It's like a Saiyan. Powerful bloodline activation requires extremely high conditions. The Frieza clan, although also very strong, their bloodline potential is far inferior to the other two races. It's understandable though. The Namex people call themselves dragons. In the original plot, it was said that Dandy is an excellent dragon people, and they can also create magical treasures such as DragonBallZ. Think of Salama, the dragon god who created Super Dragon Ball. Mo Yuan extremely suspected that the dragon god Salama was actually the ancestor of their Namek people. Moreover, Dragon Ball has a characteristic. When the person who created the Dragon Ball dies, the Dragon Ball he created will also turn into stone. Obviously, Super Dragon Ball did not turn to stone. Of course, some people want to say that the Dragon Ball of the Earth Celestial God was activated by Dandy after the death of the Celestial God. However, there is also a problem. If you want to activate the Dragon Ball, you also need to have the strength to activate this Dragon Ball. If you ask Dandy to activate Super Dragon Ball, I think it's impossible. Therefore, even if the Dragon God Salama is dead, there must be a Namex who is not weaker than the Dragon God Salama. Now that the target had been determined, Mo Yuan no longer hesitated. He controls the white light mass that belongs to the bloodline of the Earthlings. Under the control of Mo Yuan, the white light mass turned into a divine dragon with teeth and claws. It pounced on the purple light mass with lightning speed. The purple light mass hadn't reacted yet. He was bitten off by the white divine dragon. Mo Yuan's feeling is not wrong. The bloodline of the Earthlings can indeed be compatible with other bloodlines. After the white divine dragon swallowed a mouthful of purple light, the originally pure white dragon body was dyed with a faint purple, and there is no sense of rejection. Mo Yuan couldn't help but think of the process of Shalu becoming a complete body. He absorbed hundreds of thousands of Earthlings, and later absorbed the two strongest Earthlings, Lazuli and Lapis. Only then does it become full. Is it possible that this is actually strengthening the Earthling bloodline in his own body? After the bloodline of the Earthlings grows to a certain extent, they will devour the other three bloodlines and use them for themselves, thus becoming the now complete body. In order to confirm his conjecture, Mo Yuan sped up. The purple light mass that had been sneaked up on was no longer able to resist. It was soon completely devoured by the white divine dragon. 3 or 2 mouthfuls. The white dragon was completely dyed lilac. Mo Yuanjian's gaze turned to the Saiyan bloodline. It's not that he wants to make a move on the Saiyan blood RST. Instead, the golden light group belonging to the bloodline of the Saiyans has independently turned into a gorilla that has always been golden, watching the divine dragon getting intent. Since that's the case, let's GHT. Mo Yuan looked at the golden gorilla and felt that the blood on his body was boiling. It's the same as saying okay. Mo Yuan and the gorilla have a very tacit understanding and start at the same time. Soon tangled. There are no martial arts skills. Some are just the most primitive way of getting the beast. Mo Yuan controlled the divine dragon to entangle the gorilla, opened the dragon's mouth and bit the orangutan's shoulder earthly. Immediately, a golden mass of light was bitten down. Not to be outdone, the gorilla who ate the pain grabbed the dragon's body with one hand and punched the dragon's head with the other. However, the divine dragon that had devoured the bloodline of the Frieza clan was obviously more powerful. His 4 dragon claws desperately grasped the gorilla's body. The claws are deeply embedded in the gorilla. While being beaten by the gorilla, his claws also tore off several pieces of meat on the gorilla. Moreover, the gorilla attack did not actually cause much damage. On the contrary, after being torn off a few pieces of meat by the divine dragon, he became significantly weaker. Chapter 26. Take advantage of your illness to kill you. Mo Yuan saw that the gorilla had become weak, and immediately controlled the Shenlong to increase his offensive. Strive to quickly win the power of this bloodline. The gorilla, which was originally invincible, was even more unable to resist the attack of their divine dragon after being weak. After a few back and forths, the gorilla no longer has a good piece of meat. The entire body was torn and broken. At this time, the gorilla was tightly entangled by the divine dragon, and its weak body was unable to break free. Just when Mo Yuan was about to make a big splash and saw the gorilla completely devoured, the green light mass that belonged to the bloodline of the Nemesis suddenly couldn't sit still. The divine dragon that devoured half of the Saiyan bloodline. There were a few more rays of golden light on the dragon's body. The breath is also a lot stronger. It gave him a sense of crisis. If he continued to let Mo Yuan devour, it would be his turn to be devoured next. So he instantly transformed into a green divine dragon and launched a surprise attack on their purple divine dragon controlled by Mo Yuan. The green divine dragon was very fast, and in the blink of an eye it crashed into the divine dragon that entangled the gorilla. This directly caught Mo Yuan off guard. Hit by him, The dragon body that entangled the gorilla loosened a little. The gorilla also reacted quickly, seizing the opportunity and taking the opportunity to break free. Mo Yuan didn't expect it at all. The seemingly kind Nemesis bloodline is actually a green cut black. That heart is bad. He actually sneaked up on him, a little comrade who had been cultivating for less than 2.5 years. Mo Yuan was indignant in his heart. Even at his heart. There would have been. Weak gorilla stood next to the green dragon, and they seemed to have reached a consensus and decided to join forces against Mo Yuan. However, it's too late to join forces. If they had joined forces earlier, they would have added the bloodline power of the original Frieza clan. If the three parties join forces, Mo Yuan may not be able to take them. But now what? It has devoured the bloodline power of the Frieza clan, plus the power of half of the Saiyan bloodline. At this time, the power of the Earthlings bloodline was already stronger than the two of them combined. Although the bloodline power of the Nemesis is strong, but in fact, it is similar to the Saiyan bloodline. Saiyans have also appeared gods, so the bloodline is no worse than the Nemesis, and the Frieza family is a mutant, to be precise. Frieza's further Kurdish king mutated, and Frieza was asexually reproduced by the Kurdish king, so their bloodline has the power of the bloodline close to the appearance of gods after mutation. Such strength, coupled with the gorilla with only half of his strength, is not a threat to Mo Yuan at all. Flying dragon riding face, what to lose? Mo Yuan faced the green dragon and golden ape who were looking at the tiger, and directly rushed up. Plan? Tactics? All not needed. Don't give me all those bells and whistles. The aura on the purple divine dragon's body poured out. The dragon's body swayed and disappeared in an instant. Before the green dragon and the golden ape could react, they were overturned by the purple dragon that suddenly appeared next to them with a divine dragon swinging its tail. They flew out upside down in two directions. The purple dragon locked his gaze on the golden ape and quickly chased after him. Before the green dragon could react, he opened his blood basin and swallowed the golden ape into his stomach in an instant. When the green dragon reacted, where was the shadow of the golden orangutan? Some only had a purple dragon with a powerful aura and golden light. Feel the terrifying aura on the purple dragon. The green dragon was like a little girl who encountered a rogue, shivering with fear. But unfortunately, he is not a beauty, and in Mo Yuan's heart, he is a rebel who makes a mess of his body. Mo Yuan did not show the slightest mercy and pounced directly. Mo Yuan, who has 2 experiences, is now a glutton. High-end bloodline power often does not require complex cooking techniques. Sashimi is the correct way to eat bloodline power. Master Mo, who has been busy for a month, can now enjoy this meal slowly. Whether the taste is good or not, Mo Yuan is not clear. However, after devouring the bloodline power of the Namex people, there was Nalia bloodline power left in Mo Yuan's body. It is also a bloodline that retains its original ability of bloodline. Looking at the power of this bloodline in his body, Mo Yuan couldn't help but doubt. Could it be that the Earthlings once appeared a very powerful powerhouse? Just like the Earthling bloodline in his body, although it was weak at RST. However, after absorbing the vitality and activating it, it is even stronger than the bloodline of the gods who have appeared. They can even devour the bloodlines and use their abilities for themselves. There is also the spirit time house in the temple. Let's not mention how exaggerated the time rate inside and outside is. Let's just say that this is full of vitality, which is not something that ordinary people can do. Mo Yuan suddenly thought of whether it was possible that the vitality here was actually used to activate the bloodline of the Earthlings. It's just that because the Earth is on the edge of the universe, there are almost no cosmic powerhouses to invade. Once Zaiwu has no pressure and is not clear about his own weakness, it is easy to be arrogant and unenterprising, and nearly cause the Earthlings to become weaker and weaker from generation to generation. Later, after the Earthlings began to engage in science and technology, martial arts almost declined. There are not many people who can absorb vitality. After the decline of martial arts, fewer people practiced martial arts. This led to the fact that people who could have absorbed Yuan Chi to activate their bloodlines did not practice martial arts, and people who practice martial arts may not be able to absorb vitality. Moreover, to activate the bloodline, it also requires a huge amount of vitality. This spiritual time house is the only one on Earth that can meet this condition. However, in order to come to the spirit time house to cultivate, you need to climb the Karen Tower and pass many tests to enter the temple. There are even fewer such people. In this way, the bloodline of the Earthlings was buried deeply. Of course, the above is purely Mo Yuan's personal speculation. After dealing with the power of the bloodline, Mo Yuan looked at his body that was stirred into mud. It can only be said that he is still alive, which is a miracle. However, this is nothing for Mo Yuan, who has the bloodline ability of the Nemesis people. Soon, a huge vitality emerged from Mo Yuan's body. Start repairing his body. Mo Yuan's body swollen into a balloon slowly dissipated. The cracks on the surface of the body instantly recovered as before. The bones, flesh and blood and organs in the body also grew back. Not far away, lazily looked at Mo Yuan, who had returned to his normal shape, and Nally breathed a sigh of relief. It's just that now the surface of Mo Yuan's body is full of scabs formed by blood, and it is not clear whether he has completely recovered. However, The body shape has returned to normal, which is already great news for Lazily. Lazily felt that the big stone that had pressed on her heart had nearly been removed. The whole person felt a lot more relaxed. The dark clouds that shrouded the face were also lifted, revealing a beautiful rainbow. At this moment, Mo Yuan moved. His body has completely recovered. Mo Yuan got up from the ground and felt a little itchy on his body. Oh. It turned out to be a blood scab. I saw Mo Yuan's body shocked, and the blood scab stuck to his body began to fall off, revealing his strong body. Shhhh. Following the voice, Mo Yuan saw that Lazily was really not far away and looked at him with wide eyes. Mo Yuan followed Lazily's gaze and looked down. A dragon with teeth and claws uttering in the wind. Sister. Mo Yuan stopped the dragon that wanted to soar into the sky with both hands. His face was blushing, and he shouted at Lazily. Lazily pouted. Oh Karuto, little doubting, what scene has my sister never seen? Mo Yuan roared face. Hashtish. I don't care, you turn it around for me. Okay, sister went to cook for you. I haven't eaten for a month. I must be hungry. Lazily waved her hand and turned away with a helpless look. However, the moment she turned around, a hint of blush appeared on her face. Still, pretty big. Q. Chapter 27. After Lazily left, Mo Yuan quickly conjured up a set of clothes to wear. His original clothes had been broken when his body was swelling. After putting on his clothes, Mo Yuan hurriedly caught up with Lazily. Sister, go and rest quickly. I'll make a meal and wake you up later. From just now, Mo Yuan found that Lazily's eyes were bloodshot and her face was tired. Presumably, during this time of her accident, she must not have rested. Mo Yuan couldn't help but feel warm in his heart. It feels good to have someone caring. Since the death of his parents in his previous life, no one has worried about himself, nor has it been taken care of like this. Can you? Lazily looked at Mo Yuan with some suspicion. Naturally, he was not suspicious of Mo Yuan's cooking skills, but worried that his body had not fully recovered. Of course it's knee. Saying that, Mo Yuan showed his biceps. Look, I'm completely knee with my body now, but it's you, sister, and if you don't rest, you're going to exhaust yourself. Don't underestimate your sister. Oh Karuto, sister, I have unlimited physical strength and unlimited energy. Lazily looked arrogant. Mo Yuan pushed her back and pushed in the direction of the bed. While pushing, he echoed, ah, sister, you are the best, but you haven't rested for so long. I will feel distressed. I don't want you to feel distressed to rest, but not because I'm tired. A woman who wants to be strong in her life, even if her eyes are about to open, still have a hard mouth. Mo Yuan thought in his heart, oh, the whole king has cleared the universe, and he can't clear your mouth. Mo Yuan's surface. Yes, so in order not to make me feel distressed, trouble sister, you hurry up and rest. I will call you as soon as I finish cooking. Press Lazily to the bed and cover her with a quilt. At this time, the temperature has dropped to -50 degrees, so it is necessary to cover their quilt. However, in order to make Lazily sleep more comfortably, Mo Yuan also set up an energy shield next to him. This energy shield has no other function than to isolate the chill. After Mo Yuan set up the energy shield, the temperature around him immediately rose from -50 degrees to about 20 degrees. It is comfortable to sleep at this temperature. As soon as Lazily touched the pillow, she felt a strong sense of sleepiness. When Mo Yuan's cultivation problem occurred before, her nerves had been tense, and her extreme fear made her not feel the slightest sleepiness. Now that Mo Yuan is well, her nerves that have been tense suddenly relaxed. As soon as the nerves relaxed, sleepiness immediately rushed over like a tide. No, not long after lying down, my eyes closed and my breathing became smooth air. Mo Yuan saw that Lazily's beautiful face was full of exhaustion, and he couldn't help but feel a little distressed. The hand gently brushed across her face. Very tender, very smooth. Lazily's skin is good, very delicate, without any blemishes. This is not the RST time that Mo Yuan has touched Lazily's face, but it is the most special time. Unconsciously, Mo Yuan's fingers stayed on Lazily's red lips, and the soft touch from his fingertips made him feel a little ape. So soft, I want to. Some indescribable plot images come to mind. Suddenly, as if he had been electrocuted, Mo Yuan quickly withdrew his hand. His fair face seemed to be bloodshot. Then he left in a hurry. After Mo Yuan left, Lazily, who was lying on the bed, opened her eyes. The hand reached out from the quilt and touched the place where Mo Yuan's hand had brushed just now. Finally stay on the lips. A hint of shame mashed in Lazily's beautiful eyes. An unnatural blush appeared on his face. At this moment, Lazily had some unspeakable feelings in her heart. Ah! Lazily called out shyly. The voice was so small that only she could hear it. Then turned sideways, pulled the quilt up, curled up, and hid the whole person in the quilt. Lazily may be because of her physique, and she is not very keen on meat. My favorite is soup. Since Mo Yuan stewed a pot of old hot soup last time, Lazily was shocked after drinking it. After discovering that Lazily likes to drink soup, Mo Yuan has to stew a pot of soup almost every day, and he still changes his tricks. In his previous life, as a native of Guangdong province, The skill of stewing soup seemed to be engraved in his genes, and he could easily pick up any soup. Today, Mo Yuan is ready to make a chicken soup stewed with party ginseng astragalus to make up for lazily. Although her physique may not need medicine supplements, but the soup was delicious, and lazily liked it too. Simmer chicken broth for an hour. The old hens have been boiled into old tender chickens. Mo Yuan lifted the lid of the casserole. Moment. A white mist floated out of the pot, making a molecular diffusion movement in the air. The avor of astragalus codonopsis and the taste of chicken blend perfectly. The rich aroma spreads in the air. It soon spread to Lazily's side. Lazily in her sleep, her nose gently shrugged. It's the taste of chicken soup. Lazily opened her eyes at once, grunted out of bed and got up. He used extremely fast speed to come to Mo Yuan's side. Sister, have you rested enough? For the sudden appearance of Lazily, Mo Yuan was not surprised at all. Every time Mo Yuan stewed, Lazily would suddenly appear next to him as soon as she smelled the taste. The rest time he almost scared Mo Yuan. He got used to it later. Lazily nodded coldly. His eyes waxed on the chicken soup, and his throat secretly moved. Lazily warned herself in her heart that she must be calm and steady, and she can't act too gluttonous, losing her sister's majesty. However, what she didn't know was that all this had already been seen through by Mo Yuan. Otherwise, Mo Yuan would not have been able to stew a pot of soup every day and change his patterns. Mo Yuan looked at Lazily's pretending to be serious, and inexplicably felt a little cute. Mo Yuan skillfully picked up a bowl, put out a bowl of chicken soup and handed it to Lazily. Sister, taste salty. A hint of joy flashed in Lazily's eyes, and she took the chicken soup quietly on the surface. Phew. After blowing the chicken soup a little cold, Lazily couldn't wait to send the chicken soup to her mouth. When the chicken soup entered, Lazily's eyes instantly lit up. The rich and mellow chicken soup is extremely silky in the mouth, and after drinking it, there is still the sweetness of medicinal herbs in the mouth. It's memorable. Soon, a bowl of chicken soup was drunk by Lazily. The taste of chicken soup was savored in his mouth, but the surface was very calmly put down. The bowl. Well, it tastes just right. Then let's open the meal. Saying that, Mo Yuan took the chicken soup and walked to the table. Lazily also brought up a pot of rice next to her. The table is already full of all kinds of delicacies. After serving a bowl of rice and a bowl of soup, one person began to eat happily. However, Mo Yuan found a problem, and there was a dish that Lazily did not eat in a bite. This dish is pureed by Mo Yuan with chicken and some seasonings, then kneaded into various cute and beautiful shapes, and then fried in an oil pan. Not only delicious, but also good looking. But Lazily didn't eat a single bite, which made Mo Yuan feel very strange. I couldn't help but ask, Sister, why don't you eat this dish? Alas. Lazily sighed, looked at the beautifully shaped dishes on the plate with a reluctant face, and said, faintly, because the chicken puree is so beautiful. Chapter 28. In the temple, an unknown black object lying in a dark corner where the sun could not reach suddenly moved. Bobo, who had been in a coma for almost a day, Nelly woke up. Mo Yuan is still very conscientious. In order to avoid Bobo tanning, he was deliberately dragged to a cool and ventilated place. Bobo, a little conscience, but not much. I have to say that Bobo was lying there, and he was completely integrated with the shadows. Without a little attention, it's hard to spot someone lying there. Bobo, who had just woken up, was still a little confused. A pair of big round eyes reveal purity that has not been tarnished by the world. Why am I lying here? Could it be that I fell asleep here last night? Wait, it's an artificial human. There. Lost brain was nearly recovered by Bobo. He nearly remembered that he was knocked unconscious by an artificial human, and the artificial human ran into the spirit time room. Thinking of this, Bobo felt a strong sense of unease. Looking at the time, almost a day has passed now. That is, the android has been in it for almost a year. Their strength was already so terrifying before they entered, and Bobo couldn't imagine how much their strength would progress after a year of cultivation in the spirit time house. Strong fear lingered in Bobo's heart. First an artificial man, and then a man-eating monster appeared in the nether. The artificial man also ran into the spiritual time house to cultivate. Bobo has an embattled feeling. If there is a wolf before and a tiger after this, is the earth going to be nished? And after Tanjin is gone, the Dragon Ball also loses its effect. In this case, if the warrior of the earth dies, he is really dead, and there is no way to resurrect it. For a moment, Bobo seemed to have lost his main heart, and his big copper bell-like eyes became dull. No, I have to go and inform the day. Vikram. Bobo thought of Bike, who was one with the gods. Now the only one who can deal with artificial humans is Vikkar. But at the same time, Bobo was also a little hesitant. The current Vik is indeed very strong, but can he really deal with the artificial people who have been cultivating in the spirit time house for a year? To be honest, Bobo has no bottom in his heart. After thinking about it for a long time, Bobo decided not to go to Vik for the time being. Vik was still looking for the monster, so don't let him be distracted at this time. Well, it can only be. Bobo's eyes became RM, and he sat down cross-legged at the door of the spirit time house. The body exudes a decisive momentum. At this moment, Bobo has put his life and death on the line. The other side. Lapis was no longer interested in playing. I just want to end Sun Wukong as soon as possible, and then go to meet Mo Yuan. So he and number 16 dropped the car and directly in the direction of Bunzi Mountain. It didn't take long for them to come to Sun Wukong's door. However, at this time, Sun Wukong's house was already empty. There was not a single person inside. Number 16. Do you know where Sun Wukong went? Lapis asked. Number 16 said with a very at face. The power of Sun Wukong is not sensed on the radar. But there, place where he and his companions often go is not the Universal Capsule Enterprise Group in their western capital or the island of Yushan Teacher in the Southern Sea. So that's the case. Where is that closer? Teacher Yushan's home, about 2,700 kilometers southeast of here. Okay, let's go. After that, Lapis took off directly on the spot. The 16th also you way with him. 2,700 kilometers. If you are by plane, you need to fly for 2 or 3 hours. But for Lapis and the 16th, it only takes 10 minutes to surf. This is still the speed at which they did not use their full strength. Otherwise it will be there in a few minutes. Soon, a small island appeared in front of Lapis. It's a very small island indeed. The small houses of the turtle immortals occupy nearly 1/3 of the island. Solve this matter early, and then go to the temple. Lapis thought silently. For the spiritual time house above the temple in Mo Yuan's mouth, Lapis was still very interested. There are not many people on Kamesun Island. At present, only the Monkey King family, as well as the turtle immortals, Yamaka, Pooh and Oolong Arthur, Bike, Tanjin Fan, and Clin are still looking for Sharo outside. Hello, what's the matter? On the beach, a cute little boy is doing his homework. Seeing Lapis and 16 falling from the sky, the two asked very politely, Huh? Are you Sun Gohan, son of Son Goku? Looking at the little boy in front of him, Lapis quickly found out his information. This little boy is none other than Sun Wukong's son, Sun Wuhan. Huh? Right. Yes, I'm Sun Gohan. Are you here to ND Daddy? My dad is sick and he hasn't woken up yet. Sun Gohan, who has never seen an artificial human, thought they were his father's friends. Sick? Lapis was a little surprised. In their information, Sun Wukong was an extremely powerful martial artist. Injuries to normal martial arts practitioners are common, but illness is very rare. After all, medicine is now very developed. Terminally ill or something almost does not exist anymore, not to mention that the physical fitness of martial artists is not known how many times higher than normal. It is almost impossible to get sick. Yes. Thinking of his father's illness, Sun Wuhan was a little sad, and his voice became very low. So when will he be able to heal? Lapis didn't want to do anything to an unconscious person. Isn't that boring? Sun Gohan shook his head and said, I don't know, Dad just took the medicine, and it looks like it's very painful. Every time he thought of his father struggling in bed, Sun Gohan was very sad. I don't know if the special drug brought by Trunks really works. If it doesn't work, uncontested tears began to roll in his eyes. He didn't dare to think about it anymore. He was really afraid of losing his father. Sun Gohan held back his tears, sucked his nose sharply, and wiped the tears away with his sleeve. Then asked Lapis, by the way, are you friends with Daddy? I don't think I've seen you guys. Friends? Hee. Lapis didn't expect Sun Wukong's son to be so naive, thinking that he was his father's friend. No wonder I just ask and say everything. It may also be an enemy. Lapis looked at Sun Gohan playfully. What? Gohan never expected that these two people in front of him were actually his father's enemies. If the enemy is concerned, all he can think of at the moment is them. Are you an artificial human? Gohan asked loudly. The chi in the body is also released without reservation. Staring warily at Lapis and 16. Artificial humans? What an unpleasant name. Lapis pouted. The 3 words artificial man always remind him of those bad memories. Artificial human. Hearing Gohan's cry, and the chi on Gohan's body, the people in the house ran out at once. Everyone looked at Lapis and 16 as if they were enemies. Lapis looked at these people with 3 or 2 big cats and kittens. All of a sudden, there was no interest. Too weak. There is not even the desire to do it. Let's go. Lapis simply ignored them. Say hello to the 16th, and then why? He was ready to go to the temple and join Mo Yuan in the 2 of them. As for the Monkey King, it's never too late to come back when he's well. After all, he had no interest in doing it to a patient. 16 didn't say anything and left with Lapis. Everyone on Turtle Immortal Island looked at the 2 disappearing gears in the sky with a confused expression. They suddenly scratched their heads. Didn't the android kill Goku? How can you face such a good opportunity and actually don't do it? My Gohan. Kiki ran over and hugged Gohan, then looked Gohan up and down to see if Gohan was hurt. When she heard the artificial man coming, it frightened her. Goku is sick and unconscious, and Gohan is so small. What if something happened to her? Don't worry Mum, I'm Nee. Gohan saw that Kiki was very worried, and quickly comforted. Not sure why. Gohan suddenly felt that artificial humans didn't seem to be very bad. Chapter 29. Crunch. There. Door of the Spirit Time House was closed for a day. and it was opened again. A man and a woman, two slender gears, walked out from inside. The boy has a height of 1 meter 9 and has a slender body. Although there are no exaggerated muscles on the body, obvious muscle lines can be seen on the bare arms, which belongs to the type of thin clothes and undressed-ish. Under the short purple hair, a faint smile hung on a masculine and handsome face. The height of the girl is also 1 meter 7, which is already outstanding in the female group. But standing next to the boy still looks a little petite. She has blonde hair with a shawl, and her facial features are delicate and cold, like a half-blood, with a bit of exotic style. Her body proportions are almost perfect, and every inch of flesh on her body grows where it should grow, and there is no phenomenon of chaotic visits. A pair of round and slender long legs are even more eye-catching. This man and woman were none other than Mo Yuan and Lazily, who had been cultivating in their spiritual time house for a year. I don't know if it's the reason for the abundance of vitality in the spirit time house. After being transformed into a human being, Lazily's original growth rate became extremely slow, but in a year in the spirit time house, she grew 10 centimeters taller. Not to mention Mo Yuan, after solving the bloodline problem, he was growing taller every day, like eating hormones, and he grew to 1 meter 9 in just 2 months. But fortunately, after growing to 1 meter 9, it did not grow taller again. The two walked out of the door holding hands. This year of getting along, the relationship between them is not as simple as it was at the beginning. The relationship between them is probably only that the last membrane has not been broken. Lazily, Lapis looked at the two people who walked out of the door in disbelief. He didn't expect that his twin sister would become like this. It's hard to accept for a moment. How? Lazily behaved very oddly, and her hand continued to hold Mo Yuan, without meaning to let go at all. How? Are you actually embarrassed to ask? Lapis rushed over angrily. Lapis, my sister and I. Mo Yuan saw that Lapis looked angry, and quickly blocked in front of Lazily, wanting to have a good conversation with him. After all, it was his brother-in-law, who changed to someone else and directly slapped him away. But what Mo Yuan didn't expect was, Lapis actually said with disdain, who cares about that little break between you? Then, he pushed Mo Yuan away. Hearing Lapis's words, Mo Yuan was stunned for a moment, and was pushed away by him without guarding for a while. After pushing Mo Yuan away, Lapis grabbed Lazily's shoulder and shook it hard. Loudly questioned, say quickly, why did you suddenly grow taller? Mo Yuan and Lazily. Unexpectedly, he actually cared about this matter. Lapis saw Lazily, who was centimeters taller than himself, and felt very uncomfortable. They are not fully developed before they are transformed into human beings. After that, it was like stopping development, and after a few years, the height did not change at all. And now Lazily has actually grown a full 10 centimeters taller. In the past, Lazily was shorter than himself, and he felt a little better in his heart. Now it's changed. Everything has changed. The distance of centimeters is like a heavenly barrier in front of Lapis. It was a hurdle that he could not cross. You know, even the king is struggling to ND the DragonBallZ for these centimeters. After all, not everyone has Vegeta's heightened hair. Can make the height of 164 with a hair to break through the barrier of 170. Originally, Lapis thought that he would not grow taller in his life. But Lazily gave him a glimmer of hope. So he can't wait to ND out what the answer is. Whoops. Lazily points her thumbs to the spirit time house behind her. I just cultivated in it for a year and grew taller. Lapis, who was originally not particularly interested in the spirit time house, seemed to have seen a stunning beauty at this moment. The horror is about to out. Seeing Lapis's unproductive appearance, Lazily couldn't help but give a big gesture to his head. Snap. Ouch. What are you doing? Lapis covered his head and complained. And what responded to him were only two cold words from Lazily. Shame. Hearing these two words, Lapis was not happy at that time. I just want to grow taller. Is it a shame? So he discussed with Lazily dissatisfied. When talking about it, when words can't tell the winner or the loser, other means are usually used, like getting. Mo Yuan was helpless about this, but he didn't stop it. After all, Lapis can't beat the current Lazily. When the two siblings exchanged feelings, Mo Yuan found that there was still a black mess lying at the door of the spirit time house. Take a closer look. Oh, it turned out to be Bobo. However, Mo Yuan remembered that he dragged him to a place where he couldn't get the sun. How did you lie here now? Could it be that he woke up and was knocked unconscious by Lapis? Mo Yuan nodded silently. That's the only possibility. However, Lapis, this person is really inhumane, and he doesn't know to put Bobo in a cool and ventilated place. What if I get a tan? After secretly condemning Lapis in his heart, Mo Yuan grabbed Bobo by one of his feet and dragged him to a dark corner to put him away. After finishing everything, Mo Yuan patted the dust in his hand and nodded his head with great satisfaction. Daily walk 1 kindness, completed. Bobo, a little kindness, but not much. While Mo Yuan completed today's good deeds, Lazily and Lapis also finished talking. In the end, it ended with Lapis being talked about with a blue nose and a swollen face, and admitted that he had just spoken louder. The discussion process is as follows. Lazily RST a left hook, then a right hook, then another punch, and then an upper hook. A set of quick combos, and then Lapis was unable to end either north. Lapis's silky black hair now sits like a chicken nest on his head. Although the discussion was lost, Lapis became more and more interested in this spiritual time house. Until today, he had always considered himself the strongest man in the world. Unexpectedly, in just one day, my sister's strength surpassed herself. Can cultivation really make such a big improvement in 1 year? If anything, then how could Vegeta be so weak? So, there must be something wrong with the spirit time house. Lapis came to Mo Yuan, looked up at Mo Yuan, and said angrily, "Hey, little ghost." He's extremely upset right now. Just a day earlier, he was the second tallest and most powerful man on the team. After only 1 day apart, he became the shortest one. Can this be tolerated? Forget about my own sister, but why can even this little devil grow from a little fart to an adult overnight, and he is taller than himself? Most importantly, he actually wants to become his brother-in-law? I can't manage the affairs of the two of you. But if you want to be my brother-in-law, you have to show some strength. Lapis snapped. After all, if you don't have the strength, how can you replace yourself to protect your sister? Although Lapis knew that after Lazari made a decision, he could not change it in any way. However, if he couldn't show some strength, he would not admit that Mo Yuan was his brother-in-law. Fighting with Mo Yuan, Lapis is still very content. It's normal for Lazari's strength to surpass herself. After all, she was only a little weaker than herself before. But Mo Yuan is different. His strength a day earlier was so weak that he could kill him with a single breath. Lapis didn't believe that he could become stronger than himself in just 1 year. Okay, I'll let you admit my brother-in-law personally. Mo Yuan looked at Lapis very seriously, and said, after all, it is the test of his brother-in-law, and he still has to take it seriously. So Mo Yuan decided, don't punch in the face. The two you above the temple to GHT. The main thing is that I am afraid that the temple will be broken. I don't know why. Lapis always felt that Lazari seemed to be pitying herself. Chapter 30. A few minutes later, Lapis was beaten back again. Mo Yuan also kept his promise and did not slap him in the face. But Lapis's originally loose clothes are now a little tighter. I also limp when walking, not very sharp, plus the head that was talked about by Lazily with a blue nose and a swollen face. It looks so pitiful. How to say that Lapis is also his brother-in-law? After returning to the temple, Mo Yuan immediately treated him. I didn't expect you to do this again. Lapis stretched his fully recovered body and looked at Mo Yuan in surprise. In just a few seconds, the injuries on his body were completely recovered. It may be because his injuries are all caused by skin trauma, but it is also very unexpected. Mo Yuan smiled indifferently and said, there are more you didn't expect. After this beating, Lapis has completely obeyed. With his sister's protection, she can rest assured. At the same time, Lapis became more interested in the spirit time house. Whatever the reason, there is no doubt that Mo Yuan and Lazily have become stronger. Therefore, this spiritual time house must have extraordinary energy. Lapis couldn't wait to get in. In a year, I will definitely be stronger. Maybe you can beat them both. How to say that they were better than them before? Isn't it natural that you should be stronger after 1 year of cultivation? Lapis, who was caught in a fantasy moment, had a weird smile on his face. On the side, Lazily saw her brother looking at the spirit time house with a strange expression. Based on her knowledge of her brother, Lazily felt that he must not have thought of anything good. So he said to Mo Yuan, I think he has a problem. He looks so bad. Mo Yuan nodded approvingly. Then make a suggestion. Or, shall we beat him up again? Conned the look in his eyes, and he is the one who thinks the same way. Just when Mo Yuan and Lazily were rubbing their STS and preparing to make a move, Lapis suddenly noticed a chill behind him, and Lang Buding shivered. Then he saw his sister getting along with her and looking at him with a bad face. What do you want to do? Their inexplicable sense of crisis made him can't help but take half a step back. What bad idea were you getting just now? Well, Lazily's faint tone made Lapis feel strongly uneasy. This is not a sense of oppression in strength, but the suppressive power of a sister-level bloodline. I didn't think of anything. Were you thinking just now that you can hang the two of us after cultivating in the spirit time house? How do you know? Told by Lazily, Lapis directly stopped in Benbu. The corners of Lazily's mouth curled slightly, looked at Lapis playfully, and said, I know now. What? You. Lapis felt like a mixture of tastes, and his trembling jaw pointed at Lazily for a long time and couldn't say a word. I didn't expect that smart as I would also be deceived. Is this a jealous talent? What a life. Mo Yuan and Lazily clasped their hands and watched coldly. After half a ring, Lapis lowered his arms, closed his eyes, and gave up resistance. The heart has mixed feelings, and nearly converges into one sentence. Don't hit your face. 4. The last request of their brother-in-law, Lazily and Mo Yuan naturally gave the greatest satisfaction. Thereupon, after a series of in Lapis, everything went back to good, as if nothing had happened. If you ignore the bloated body of Lapis as a brother-in-law, Mo Yuan was very considerate to give Lapis a recovery treatment. Lapis also expressed his gratitude with a sense of cut, and a movement, tooth. After some cutting, They got a lot closer to each other. Lapis is also ready to enter the Spirit Time House to cultivate. Since the Spirit Time House could only enter 2 people at a time, Mo Yuan decided to go in with Lapis for a while. Teach him to cultivate, and by the way, see if he can sense the vitality, so as to activate the bloodline power belonging to the Earthlings. As for Lazily, let's go outside with the 16th RST. Anyway, Lazily's current strength is enough to beat everyone on the planet, and Mo Yuan doesn't need to go in for a full year, as long as he teaches Lapis to cultivate. After the two entered the Spirit Time House, Lapis couldn't wait to cultivate. Mo Yuan told him the way of cultivation. Lapis is also a man of very high potential, that old bird said. After just briefly speaking, he began to cultivate. In just a few minutes, Mo Yuan sensed chi on him. Lapis had already sensed the chi in his body, and then he only needed to improve his chi by cultivating to absorb the chi between heaven and earth. Most importantly, he also sensed a different chi. This chi is purer and more powerful. He had also learned about it throughout Mo Yuan before, and if nothing else, this chi should be the vitality. Lapis could feel that his body was craving these energies. There is no hesitation. Lapis immediately began to absorb the vitality that was wandering in the air. The surrounding vitality was pulled, gathered around him, and entered his body in an orderly manner. The vitality was absorbed by him little by little, slowly nourishing the power of his bloodline. Mo Yuan was a little surprised, although knowing that Lapis has high potential, but I didn't expect it to be so high. The RST time I practiced, I was able to sense and absorb the vitality. Of course, this may be due to the abundance of vitality in the Spirit Time House, but it also shows that his potential is indeed very strong. Speaking of the vitality in the Spirit Time House, it is indeed very sufficient. Last time, Mo Yuan almost drained the vitality of the entire Spirit Time House, but after a while, the vitality came out of the new life. The speed of recovery of vitality is faster than that of the outside world. I don't know how many times. As Lapis absorbed a little bit, the surrounding vitality began to become thin. However, he could not trigger the vitality that was far away. Once the surrounding vitality was absorbed by him, he had to change positions again to continue absorbing it. Seeing this, Mo Yuan did not hesitate. In an instant, the eyes of the heart enveloped the entire spiritual time house. All the vitality was instantly mobilized by Mo Yuan, converged towards them at a breakneck speed. For a time, the wind was raging in the Spirit Time House. A storm of vitality was rolled up. In his cultivation, Lapis sensed that the originally thin vitality around him had increased again. It even became more than before his cultivation. It's so much that it's about to become a sea of vitality. Lapis is not stupid. Such a big change around. I think only his cheap brother-in-law did it. After all, there is no one else here except the two of them. Now that the problem of Genki has been solved, Lapis can also cultivate without any worries. Soon discarded his distractions, he sank his heart and continued to cultivate. If you like this audiobook, subscribe the channel for more videos like this and join my Patreon if you want to support me. Leave some comment and let me know if you guys like this story, or you have a web novel you like and want to hear its audiobook. I will be happy to create them for you. Please like, share, and leave a comment on the video.